The state with the greatest number of bicycle commuters is Alaska.
Yeah.
They're just so far removed from good long roads that it makes sense just to take a bike, or in cases a snowmobile or cross-country skis.
Yeah, we had a coworker go there. I think it was Anchorage a couple years ago, and she said she was really amazed at how many of the fat tire bikes are just all over. People, no matter, regardless of the weather, they were out and they had the right equipment to be out. So, just so everyone knows, we are making this video available on YouTube. So you are out on the internet besides Zoom. Since our meetings are open to the public, we have started streaming them to our YouTube channel, CDTC's YouTube channel. So you can find us on YouTube and watch other meetings we've had in the last few months that are open to the public. We've started putting them all there. So we're slowly adapting to this new all virtual public interactions. Okay, so since it is a little bit after 9, we may have some more people come join us. We'll get started. So far, I'm going to read through the names that I have. If I don't call your name, just let me know. So I have Austin Zhang, Rogerio Rodriguez, Teresa Rodriguez, Anvita Nagarkar, Kaden Wu. They're all from the Shen Pedestrian and Cyclist Advisory Committee. We have Linda Vonderheide from Rensselaer County, Aiden Stevenson, also from the Shen Clifton Park Group, Megan Webster from DOT, Jennifer Vigiani from the town of Clifton Park, Valerie Dean from DOT, Jen Hogan from New York State Department of Health, Jeanette Cato Marino. Jeanette, you're with Bike-A-Toka, right? Naomi Hoffman is on the line. We also have Jim Merkel, John Gillivan. Trying to make sure I didn't lose my place here. Ivan Vamos, John Scavo also from the town of Clifton Park. He was on. Tom Benware, James Raff, Lindsay Garney from CDTA and CDPHP Cycle, Melissa Cherubino from the town of Glenville, Zach Powell from Albany. I think I saw Jordan Solano Reed from CDTC. Did I miss anyone else?
You didn't mention John Mitchell, but
John Mitchell. I see you. Okay.
That piece, but he had
Okay. All right. So welcome everyone. I'm glad to see so many of your faces again here. So we do have a chat. Okay. I'm gonna start by sharing my screen. Okay. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this morning, as I mentioned when we were doing introductions, we have a presentation from the Clifton Park, the middle school's pedestrian advisory mobility club, and the work that they have been doing, and the Lego League that they are part of. So I am going to hopefully figure this out. Okay. Okay, so Teresa, do you want to start sharing your screen and you guys want to jump into your presentation?
Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Are you in the share for the video mode?
Yeah.
We can see it, so you're all set.
Aiden?
Yeah. Oh. We are from Shen, and this is my name is Aiden, and I'm in 5th grade.
My name is Anvita and I'm in 7th grade.
Hi, my name is Austin and I'm in 8th grade.
Hi, my name is Caden. I'm in 8th grade.
And my name is Teresa and I'm in 7th grade, and this is our story.
This is our outline.
Wait for a second.
And this is how CPMAC started.
CPMAC is a club that was recently started by Shen students. CPMAC stands for Cyclist and Pedestrian Mobility Advocacy Club.
We have created a video that shows how CPMAC began. Here it is.
These are some of the first-hand experiences that our team members have had. When we walked to the Clifton Park Trails Committee meeting, a car wouldn't stop for us at the school's pedestrian crosswalk with multiple blinking lights, and it almost ran us over. Many club members have had experiences with Shen school buses going too fast and having to brake suddenly. Kane and I had to bike on the very narrow and dangerous shoulder of Risher Ferry Road when we went to Stewart's in the summer.
These are some things that we would like to do in Clifton Park, but they're not safe to do. Like I have always wanted to ride on the Sitterley Road Bridge, but the shoulder is way too narrow and it's way too close to the cars for me to ever walk or bike on
And I've wanted to walk to the library, but I haven't yet because you need to cross Route 146, a state road with 5 lanes and a 45-mile-per-hour speed limit.
I want to be able to walk to school because I live very close near Shen, but I can't because, like mentioned before, the danger of Route 146 that I have to cross.
Our goals and guidelines. Our philosophy. We believe that car accidents happen too frequently, including around the Shen campus, where speed limits are too high. Many cyclists and pedestrians are forced to travel in dangerous ways because there are not many accommodations or rules to keep them safe. Like explained before, cyclists and pedestrians do not get enough respect from drivers. For this reason, many people choose not to walk or bike to get to places because the risk level is just too high. Therefore, we need to make sure that the roads are safer for cyclists and pedestrians to encourage people to bike and walk more.
These are the 5 E's, which are also the 5 CPMAC committees. Encouragement. Encouragement is where everything starts. Most people will hear about CPMAC through our encouragement activities. This committee will host and participate in outreach events like walks, bike rides, and fairs. Education. Education is just what it sounds like. This committee will organize presentations with experts to educate others about road safety. This will spread awareness for cyclists and pedestrians.
Enforcement comes after education. After all the rules are in place, this committee's job is to help promote enforcement. This can involve keeping in touch with the school's resource officers and town public safety officers on topics such as safety, safe driving, and student concerns.
Engineering. Although our club's main goal is to advocate for people to start walking and cycling, we can't have people do it when the roads are dangerous. Currently, the engineering solution that we're thinking about is a road dieting solution, where the 2 lanes of a road are narrowed down and the leftover area is used as a path for pedestrians and cyclists. We will also run simulations to test how different speed limits change the flow of traffic.
The last committee is evaluation and planning. This committee is in charge of surveying students and community members to find out what they think of our club and our ideas. Students are also tasked with sorting survey responses and storing the information in a database.
These are some club activities for the future. Like, we would like to create and run surveys for cyclists and pedestrians' safety and benefits, participate in bike rides and walks, learn and teach others how to take care of other bikes, share ideas on biking and walking paths can be more accessible and safer, as well as advocate for pedestrians. Advocate with Clifton Park Town officials to implement temporary road solutions to see how everybody feels about them.
These are our engineering ideas and simulations. A club member, that's Gabe, brought in the idea of running traffic simulations, and he made a video showing how we can do it. In simulations, we can change road configurations and simulate how traffic will go through them. This is helpful because we can see if the traffic improves or not before doing it in real life. That is before we spend a lot of money on construction that may or may not work very well.
These are some of the specific roads in Clifton Park that we've had trouble with. The green lines show existing bike paths. The red lines are roads that we think should have bike paths, but don't. And the blue circles are the Shen campuses. On the red lines, we want to implement a temporary road solution to see how others feel about it before implementing a permanent one. This is what we plan to do after simulations.
This is the current CPMAC. What we were doing before quarantine and what we will do in the future. We have reached out to Bike-A-Toga and began learning how to fix bikes. We had plans to do a walking and bike to school day in our school district for middle schoolers on bike school day, and we still want to do something in the fall. We had plans to have a spring open house meeting to get new club members. We will have to do this meeting online and very soon.
These are our references. The first two were used for the sumo simulation, and the last one was where we got our 5Es.
Any questions?
We appreciate them all.
Thank you. That was a really great presentation. I think that you guys are really our next generation of engineers and planners and officials in the region, and you're looking at a lot of the same problems that all of our towns and our region has been looking at and investigating. And it's really great to see youth, your perspective and your ideas. So I'll open it up to the committee to see if anyone has any questions or comments for our presenters.
You guys, it was awesome. It was really cool to see the work that you've done with the traffic simulation, which is something that we hadn't seen from your group yet. So that was really an amazing use of technology that I love that you're making it more accessible. Traffic engineers should be prepared that their jobs are on the line when you guys are making all this software available for opening it up, that's a pretty powerful tool that you guys are working on. So that's really exciting to see that kind of innovation. I just wondered if you guys are working within the school at all, the school district, and have you met with, I guess my one question is, have you met with them, or will you be planning to meet with them in some shape or form, over the coming months and year?
So like Shen school principals and so we need to, we met with a couple of them, but we want to send out applications for CPMAC to get new members.
Nice.
So we need to meet with the principals again soon. And we also presented to the Shen school board about FLL and CPMAC. So we, I guess so, yeah.
And if I could add to, I'm Naomi Hoffman. I'm the advisor for the FLL, the Middle School Robotics Club. And I'm also on the board, and they did a great presentation to the board, sharing what their club is all about. And they have been meeting remotely for safety reasons since school has gone into remote, since New York pause went into effect, and will continue for the schools to the end of the year. But they're hoping to do an online open house and continue with these remote meetings. But obviously they're doing things, staying social, with social distancing in mind, outside of the club that supports the club goals. So the next step is for them, and the principals are aware, but there's 3 principals at the middle school that they have been in touch with, and they'll continue to closely coordinate with, to invite students to the club and to continue this group's mission. I hope that answered your question. Would you say everything, Rogerio and Teresa? Yeah.
Yeah.
If I left anything out, please let me know.
That was a wonderful presentation from all of you. Thank you for that. Can we borrow some of your stuff? And just a suggestion, which we're hoping to do here, as opposed to just a once a year bike to school day. Maybe start thinking about a every Friday bike to school day. And I think the more we use our streets and our roadways for active transportation, the more maybe our leaders will understand the need to make it safe for everyone. So that's going to be our push in this coming year, to try to change the culture of our car culture to a more inclusive, multimodal culture. Thanks, kids. You were great.
Awesome presentation, and you can't have my job. I'm retired. Too young yet. But one thought I had was that as the schools begin to try to get back into some other regular session, they may be platooning groups in smaller groups. That may make the traffic around Shen a little bit lighter for those particular times. And you should insist on them using a traffic simulation, including bicycle pedestrian analysis, to go with any of the options they're selecting. You're in a great position to have an effect on the school's opening.
Thank you.
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
Great. So I'm sorry I came in a bit late because I was on another call, but what I did catch was really impressive, and I'm so thrilled that you guys have created this club and that you're doing all this activity around bikes. And I just wanted to, if nobody's mentioned this yet to you, make you aware of the Pledge to Ride campaign. I know you mentioned that you were interested in doing the Bike to School Day this spring, and unfortunately it was canceled. But there is a Pledge to Ride, and anybody of any ability and age can take the pledge. And if you go to the CDTC website, it's cdtcmpo.org/pledge to ride. You know, the members of your club and your classmates can pledge to, ride anywhere from one time between now and June 5th to every day, just whenever you want.
So I'm pretty sure everyone who's here has already taken the Pledge to Ride, and
Great.
I think some of us had also introduced it to our friends. So we're trying to have other people do it as well.
That's great. Thank you so much.
So hopefully we're going to, I know there's some videos in there, but we're going to share the slides with the committee with the meeting notes. So, and we'll include, if it's okay with the group, their email address. So if anyone wants to get in touch with them, I know that they are interested in talking with other students in the region. I'd recently spoke with the YMCA, and I know the YMCA and the YMCA is working with students, middle school and high school students throughout New York State on complete streets and training them on how complete streets concepts work and how towns and cities and villages get these things done. So I think we're going to see maybe more student groups. It's really great to see the youth getting involved and hearing their perspective, especially, right now at CDTC, we're doing long range planning with a 30-year horizon. So, we are planning for the next generation transportation system and how, they want to and need to get around. So I'm really glad that I've had the pleasure of meeting them all. They're really smart and impressive students, and I'm really excited that they are doing the work that they're doing and have had the chance to meet all of you. So we'll continue to invite them to our meetings and hopefully, keep seeing them.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So we have a couple more items on our agenda. If I can share my screen. Okay. So does everyone see my screen now that can?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So just some CDTC updates. We have, since we last met, CDTC has created a COVID-19 resources page. So if you go to the CDTC website, there's a box where you can, where you'll see a link to our new resource page, and it has just general information about CDTC and our work going forward, mobility, response, and recovery efforts in the region, some other policy changes. We have information on like testing sites and which ones are drive up versus walk up. So if you are interested in information, if you're a business, a town, a city, village, anyone, we're hoping to continue to provide some resources and information there. We did get some updated traffic volume data through the end of April. And as you can see, the traffic continues to be very, very low. It is about 25% of our baseline. So it will be interesting to see as we reopen how that recovers, if it recovers. There's definitely a lot of questions about this right now. So another update is to our New Visions public outreach. So we released this draft long-range plan in March, and we had originally planned on 2 phases of public involvement with lots of presentations and in-person kinds of meetings and events. So we are, we've had to cancel all those, and we've had to update our outreach plan. So we are going to do continuous public outreach and develop more materials and strategies for how the public can get involved. And we're still planning on asking our policy board to adopt and approve the final plan in September. But we do plan on making this a living document. This was developed pre-pandemic, and there may be some priorities or goals and recommendations that might need to be revisited, even performance measures. So, what we saw as a measure of successful transit or other things may be different now. People's expectations are different. So we're going to continue to monitor traffic, do counts, monitor people's opinions, see what's working, what's not working, and update this document as needed, and just do continuous outreach. So, but we are still, we still have all of the materials that we had originally developed available on our website. The online survey is still available. We will, if anyone is interested in us doing a virtual town hall presentation or anything else, we are scheduling those as well. But we will be developing our own virtual town hall webinar series on New Visions. And we are trying to set up ways for people to get involved who may not have access to the internet or a computer and may not be able to participate in this way. One thing we're trying to do is set up it's called a Google Voice number, so people can call, and it can kind of be like a New Visions hotline where people can leave comments. And we're working with libraries, Capital Roots, and we are trying to work with the food banks and other community organizations to get the word out that this information is available and we want to hear from people. So we had also talked last meeting about the Complete Streets Workshop solicitation. So that is still, the information is still available on our website. The applications are due June 19th. So if you have any questions, you can reach out. There's more information. I encourage you to go to the website. A new opportunity that we have released since we last met is the solicitation for transition plans. CDTC has hired a consultant to create ADA self-analysis and transition plans for municipalities. So we know that this is a need in a lot of our communities in the region, so we're providing some assistance and support. The information, again, can be found on the CDTC website. Applications are due June 15th. This is just a reminder that we are still doing the Pledge to Ride. And you can also get information from our website. You can sign up. If you are doing the Pledge to Ride and you're a social media user, we are encouraging people to post their rides, use our hashtag 518 Pledge to Ride. So this is the status of our ongoing linkage projects, which this will go out with the notes so you can see it in more detail. There aren't any major updates on that. A new document that I included in the agenda and will include in the notes is the status of some of the TIP projects. So I filtered out Complete Street, Bike and Ped TIP projects, and this is information that goes to our planning committee every month on the status of these projects, whether something has been let, is in construction, is in design. You can follow along and see where that is, and if there's been any amendments to that project, like a change in scope, a change in budget. Again, we're still trying to work with APBP to see how we can make the webinars more widely available. We're restricted on sharing them. We only have one login to be able to see their webinars at a time, but hopefully we will have this worked out by next week. One thing that I did not include in the agenda, because I learned about it right afterwards, but I will include more information on it, is that New York State is creating a greenway, a statewide greenways plan. And right now they are developing scoping documents and having webinars and accepting comments. So I will post this information. I'll include this information in our meeting notes. So if anyone wants to follow along with the progress of this plan and get involved, the information will all be there. Okay. So that's all we have for CDTC updates. I don't know if Rima or Jordan from CDTC that are on the line have any other updates, or if I missed anything and they want to add.
I don't have any CDTC updates beyond what I just said about, but beyond the Pledge to Ride campaign. But I did hear, I don't know if this is news to other people, but the Cycle Schenectady bicycle advocacy group in the city of Schenectady did get their nonprofit tax status. So they are sort of officially established as a nonprofit now.
That is good news. Thanks, Rima.
Yep.
Equally from CDTC, so then we have our Complete Streets design guide is progressing still and should be ready for showing to BPAC in June, I believe, pending that most of our content is ready. So we're excited to be able to finally share that.
Great. Okay. We have some other updates that people put in the chat. The Bike-A-Toga Film Festival is this Sunday at 4:30. So if you go to the Cafe Lena website, you can see how you can participate. I'm assuming that's all virtual, and That is a good opportunity. Tina from Saratoga Springs also mentioned that Smart Growth America, I was going to include a link to this in the notes too, has a new program, a new grant program that they're advertising. It's a arts and transportation integration kind of support. So it's in response to social distancing and public health right now, how people communities can apply to Smart Growth America to get some funding assistance to use art to do some street and sidewalk changes to make it safer for people to use sidewalks and streets and still keep distance. So I'll include a link to that program in the notes. I know that there's a webinar on the details of that I plan on participating in. So hopefully I'll learn more and I can pass it on to everyone else. Does anyone else have any updates on what's going on in your town or what your organization is currently working on?
This is Tina. So I think a lot of people from Saratoga during COVID, transportation projects are still going on. So the Geyser Trail has been progressing. They started actually paving the part in the state park, which has been really exciting to see. And probably in the next week, the survey teams for our Missing Sidewalk Links project will start getting out into our streets, and that will be our new tip project for new sidewalk linkages based on our Complete Streets plan.
Great.
Hi, this is Jen Vigiani with Clifton Park. While we're not correcting the entire Sitterly Road Bridge connection for transportation improvements that I know the students mentioned with their presentation, being able to, we are making some improvements at Sitterly Road at the crossing and Wooden Road intersections with the turning lane, and there will be a sidewalk connection from crossing road to Twin Lakes Apartments. So it's a project we're doing with Half Moon, the construction project. We have a pre-construction meeting tomorrow, so we'll have a better idea of the schedule, but it's happening in 2020. So we're very excited with all the tip and stip funding that's available for this project to be able to go forward. Very grateful to be able to move forward on that. So I just want to give an update on that one.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Hey, then you should be happy about this one.
I am. Now I might be able to actually bring this back to school.
Are there any other program or project updates?
From Half Moon, of course, we appreciate the students from Shen, and I don't know how many of you are actually physically in Clifton Park or how many are in Half Moon, but you're welcome over here anytime. And unfortunately, the Champlain Canalway Trail Working Group bike tour has been canceled for this year. We'll see if we can hit it in 2021.
That's great. So I don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just saw that somebody James wanted a link to our festival.
Yes.
And I saw that you responded. I did send a write-up to Jen, and maybe she can share that with everyone.
I'll share that with
would be
everyone.
good. Thank you, Jen. And we hope
Sure.
to see you all Sunday at 4:30.
Yes. And I forgot to include a slide on it, but I don't know if anyone saw the article in the Times Union. I think it was late last week about bike shops during the quarantine, how bike shops have been working basically around the clock to try and fulfill orders. And a lot of people are buying bikes and getting on the road. So I know that I've noticed a lot of more people just out walking, biking, generally, out and about. So if you think you've noticed more people, it's not just it is real. I think there are more people out there. People are getting back out on bikes now that they have time, or are looking for new ways to kind of get out, get some exercise, be in their communities. So hopefully it's something that people continue to do.
Here in Saratoga, Bikatoga sent a letter to our city asking them to post it on our website for that purpose in particular. There are a lot more cyclists and walkers, and there's some traffic issues that more people are seeing now. So we're hoping to work with the city to address those, but it's a point of educating some of the new bike riders out there, the rules of the road as well, and trying to ask the drivers to be a little bit more considerate, wearing face masks. People are less likely to maybe see as well, or be, so we sent a letter, the letter accepted it, or the city accepted it, and it's posting. I would advise anyone in other communities to try to get something communicated to your community as well.
And we, sorry, my son just came to say something to me, and I lost my train of thought. Okay,
I finished
okay,
math.
okay, good job.
My son short because we just have
The joys of
He
meetings
finished
from
math,
home.
everybody.
Yay!
Yeah, so hopefully, I've reached out to like Parks and Trails New York and some of the groups that have trail counters installed on some of the trails. And unfortunately, right now, they don't have any on any of our major trails in our region. So I do hope to get some counts just to kind of document this. I know anecdotally, I've gone out with my family to trails, and we've kind of we've turned around to find a different trail to go to because they've been so crowded. We have been promoting, social distancing and keeping distance while using the trails and sidewalks. It is Bike Month, so we've been posting a lot of bike safety videos. There's some PSAs that were developed by some of our MPO friends in Syracuse. So we'll continue doing that because we think that's really important. And like Jeanette was saying, there's new people out on the road that may not be familiar with the rules or safe cycling. So this is a good time to be doing that promotion and education. So we'll keep doing that. So yeah.
One problem is with less traffic, some of the vehicles are speeding up. So it becomes great that there's less traffic for us, and a problem with the speeding vehicles.
Yeah, I think people have definitely have seen that. All right. So does anyone else have anything?
I have one question. We were wondering, with any of the grants that have been given, do you still want, do you want a monthly report of what's being done? Or, things are kind of in limbo to a certain degree as what we're doing with the grants that were received.
Right.
What would you like? And
so we wanted to wait a little bit to see what happened, but it is becoming more apparent that a lot of the projects and events that were proposed probably can't happen as originally proposed or planned. So we are going to send out some guidance. We understand that if people were going to have a bicycle skills training or a big townwide bike safety event, that's probably not going to be feasible, even maybe in the fall. So we are going to send out some guidance on how the grant recipients can rework their projects or repropose them, or if they would like to wait we're going to send out some information on that. So if anyone has any specific questions about their project, please feel free to email me. But there will be some more information and guidance on that going out.
Thank you, Jen. And I have one more question from a member of ours.
Sure.
They're finding areas that appear to be kind of areas that are out in the middle of no one's real responsibility, that are somewhat dangerous for commuting around. Who do we, if we're going to help facilitate addressing these issues? I believe it's state property, but I'm not 100% sure, or caught between one township and another. How do I like contact you specifically and we discuss this to see who might address it, or it's a constant, like, I'm not hearing back from anyone, so I want to kind of get that addressed. So should I offline connect with you, or?
Yeah, that would be great. If it's in the capital region, you can connect with me and we can discuss it.
All right, thank you.
Sure. Okay. So thank you, everyone. I realized that in our agenda, I had the meeting for the date for our next meeting incorrect. So our next meeting is scheduled for June 9th. It probably will be virtual again. So this has worked well. Now we haven't been cut off today, which is good. So I'm glad to see so many people be able to join us again. Special thank you to our student presenters. They did a really great job and we're really happy to have them here. So I hope everyone stays safe and healthy, and I will see you in June.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. Stay well.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone. Keep walking, keep cycling, stay safe.